Hello and welcome into the Knicks-Verse. My name is George, and if this is your first time here or you've been here before but have not subscribed yet, please do so, along with hitting the thumbs up button. Thumbs ups are very important, and your comments. Love to hear the comments, especially after a game like tonight. This was a very important game. It finally gave us a look at what happens when the Knicks hit some real difficulties. We saw some of it against the Memphis game, and they responded to tie it up. They eventually lost in overtime, but it was a very close effort. Tonight was a valiant effort as well, spearheaded by the bench, actually. The first half, actually, the whole team kept it close enough in the first half, but that third quarter was pretty disastrous. Bucks went on an 18-zip run that just pretty much sunk the Knicks. They were able to battle back. I think they went on a 25-11 run or something. I can't remember exactly the actual score switch, but I'll get into it. I'll break it down for you guys. First of all, let's just go to it. Here we go. 119-108. Knicks lost by 11. They had many chances in that fourth quarter to get it under double digits. I think they did get it down to 9 at one point, and actually they did. And it almost looked like they were going to get it to 6. Couldn't quite pull it off. There were many reasons why. Sadly, the main reason was this was the first poor or subpar effort for Jalen Brunson as a New York Knick. He shot 3 of 10. So did Randall, 3 of 10. Basically, so our two big guys shot 6 of 20. Very difficult to win a game against former champs Bucks when they are the best defense in the NBA currently. So it was going to be tough. But the fact that the Knicks second unit were able to pull us back into this game gave me enough of an indication that the positives that we've seen this season are to be taken seriously. Now, we're not an NBA championship contender. That's just the reality of that. We're not. I'd love for us to be, but we're not. But are we a playoff contender? This kind of a loss tells me yes. It verifies the other elements that we've seen, the other results that we've seen previously, but there's a lot of work to be done. A lot of work to be done. Actually, the Knicks, I think in the postgame, I managed to catch some of the MSG postgame. Either it was Allen or Wally said the Knicks looked small out there. And they did. They actually did look small. We're going to have a problem when we go up against taller teams. And this is where we're going to need Tom Thibodeau to think about this game very closely. To think about what he could have done to give us a better chance to win this game. And I'll tell you, right off the bat, and it hurts to say it, but he just should have stuck with Obi instead of bringing Julius back in. At some point in this journey that we're making as a team, and I'm going to put us fans are part of this. At some point, our coach is going to have to trust the hot hand and go with it. Julius didn't have it tonight. He didn't have it. He struggled tremendously, and for some reason the ball ended up in his hands often as he was bringing it up over the court. I saw some regression the previous game from him, but today we definitely saw form of the Julius of last season without the attitude. So that is a big plus. It just was a tough game. It's a tough matchup for him against Giannis. Now, even though he's played well in the past against Giannis, I don't have those stats, but it just feels like he's played well before. My memory tells me that, but actually I should look at the actual stats to verify that. But I mean, things like this is where Thibs is going to have to figure out a way to get us these kind of wins, to steal us these kind of wins. So far, we weren't able to do it on game 1 of the season. Came close, but weren't able to do it, and we weren't able to do it in game 5. So now the Knicks are 3-2. Actually, let me get to this thing here first before we continue, because I do have a lot more to say about this. RJ Barrett woke up in the third quarter, and I believe it happened when the bench came in and he was left out there. I'm not 100% sure about that, but it felt like that as the third quarter wore on because the game had gotten way out of hand. I think the Knicks were down by 24 points at one point. So the fact that we were able to get it down to 11 is a victory. That's why I put the effort, the word Valiant down there, because it really was. And a lot was spearheaded by RJ. He took it to the basket. He took it to the basket. He was finally able to finish. He was a team high 20 points, team high 36 minutes, 7 of 17 shooting, which is nothing outstanding at all. 1 of 7 from the 3-point line. Again, it looked, he just, I don't know. The 3-point shot, I'm going to have to break it down and look at them closer again. But it does seem like, that hesitance and that aiming that I saw in the first couple of games of the season are not there now. He just seems to just be missing. He did finally connect on a big 3-point bucket. I can't remember if it was the third quarter or fourth quarter, but it was when the Knicks were trying to make a run. So that was a key 3-point bucket. Again, missed 3 free throws. We missed a lot of free throws at the free throw line, and that hurt us. A lot of turnovers. That hurt us. Look, and RJ, only 2 assists. When you play 36 minutes and you have the ball in your hand as much as he does, you have to finish with more than 2 assists. 3? Okay, let me talking. No, he's got to get up to that. At minimum 4. But 5 or 6, the 5 should be where he's at. I did only have the 1 turnover and did have the 2 fouls for a -8. And this is tweeted out by NBA_New York. Now we'll look at the stats here. As you can see, Randall played 31 minutes and Obi played 18 minutes. Look at Obi's production in 17 minutes, not 18 minutes, 17 minutes. 11 points. His 3-point shot looks outstanding. Right now he looks automatic when he shoots it. Even when it's an air ball, it looks automatic when he just lets it fly. And it's hitting now because we need it. Look at the starting unit's 3-point shooting. We were 48, 3 of 7, so that's decent. But again, overall 4 of 12. So that means he was only 1 of 5 inside the arc. Once again, no assists, 11 points. He was a problem. Look, you can see the plus minus. He was the team worst with a -22, and Quickley was a plus 11. That's a 33-point swing. And I will remind you, and this was tweeted out by, actually, let me get to this here. This was tweeted out by the Strickland. I want to remind everyone, it was a 2-point deficit when Quickley checked out, and that, believe he's referring to the 5:14 mark in the second quarter. He left, and the score was, Knicks were down to 39-41. When he checked back in the third quarter, which in my opinion was way too late, Thibs turned to the bench after we had bleeded out, and that was a huge mistake. He should have actually started subbing earlier. He did not. I hope that he looks at that. I really hope he does. But when he checked back in, here he says he'll return. It was down 21, but I saw he was actually down 22. The score was 66-86. 66 Knicks, 86 Bucks. We were down 20 with 4 minutes and 54 seconds left in the third quarters when IQ checked back in. And as you can see, obviously we won the remaining minutes since then because we ended up only down 11. And the time is here. We're here. Fournier has to come off the bench. We have to make the move. If we're serious about making a playoff run, these early games are crucial to put in the win column, especially when other teams are trying to figure themselves out. So now is the time. Let's do it. Whether you choose to, depends on the matchup. If you choose to, I'm talking about even before Grimes returns. If you want to start Quickley, which I proposed recently, then start Quickley as the 2 guard. Or if you want to start Cam, put him at the 3 and slide RJ down to the 2. Now, what that does is it gives us better overall defense and connectedness. The connectedness on the defensive end is so lacking with Evan Fournier on the court. Even though they've done a valiant effort to overcome it, when you go up against much better teams, superior teams, this is where it really costs you. And the Knicks did a good job in that fourth quarter. I believe there was almost a 4-minute stretch where the Bucks could not make a bucket. And we struggled for us to that was where we should have strung together a run and maybe gotten this game down to 2 points, tied it up. We weren't able to do it. We did, kind of stick around, claw back in, but in the end, there were too many mistakes, and it's difficult. Look, when your two best guys, Brunson and Randall, are struggling, it's going to be a tough night to win, no matter what you say. Here are the team stats. The Bucks put up 109 shots. Even though they shot worse than us, they put up 109 shots and connected on 5 more than we did. We shot 40.2%, which is nothing, it's not good. But they were at 38.5%. And they put up 45 3-point shots, only connected on 13 for 28.9%. So where we really lost this was in second chance points and in points off turnovers. As you can see right there, we committed 13 turnovers, gave up 17 points. We only got 2 points off of their 7 turnovers. So that's a plus 15. We lost by 11. There you go. If we had hit more free throws, if we had been more in the 80% area, because we went to the line 32 times, that would have closed the gap some. We hit an extra 3-pointer or 2. This game could be tied, and we could be going into overtime. But the rebounding, there again, our size deficit. Hartenstein had a difficult time dealing with the size of the Bucks, which is to be expected. All of this that I'm saying is to be expected, which is why we need the coach to be creative in how he subs players in and who he sticks with, especially when you see chemistry on the court. Rose, Quickley, and IQ had a nice dynamic going. That's how we were able to get back in this game in that third quarter after the starting unit had let the lead completely balloon. So maybe partially Thibs is thinking, this is still really early in the season. I need to see certain looks. I wanted to give my starters a chance to see if they can pick up where the bench left off in terms of getting us back in this game. Can the starters kind of pick it up, that momentum, and carry us to a victory? In the past, that's happened. But we're talking about the Milwaukee Bucks, and they were struggling dealing with Obi, IQ, and Rose. I mean, Rose was outstanding. Let's look at his stats here. I'll come back to that. Rose was a plus 8, 12 points. Quickley was a plus 11. Toppin was a plus 3. And Sims only played a few seconds. So really, of the guys who played, most of the minutes, only those 3 were plus. Reddish, he had a poor game. This was his first poor game of the season as well. So we're talking Brunson, Randall, Fournier, even though Fournier did have 11 points, and Reddish all had subpar games today. Let's see here. Yeah, in 15 minutes, Derrick Rose shot 5 of 8, hit 2 of his 3 3-pointers, got 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and 12 points in 15 minutes. That's an outstanding stat line there. I mean, you just double those minutes to 30. That's 24 points, 8 and 8. 8 rebounds, 8 assists, which would be tremendous. Now I get it. Brunson's the new guy. He carried us to a tremendous, an important victory against the Charlotte Hornets at MSG just Wednesday night. So you figure, okay, let's sub him back in. Maybe he can, recover. He wasn't really able to. The game just seemed, they were suffocated by that Bucks defense. Is really what it came down to. And once again, it just seems like Randall, even though 31 minutes that's like the max that I want to see him play normally. I want to see him at 28 minutes. But again, he did look a little tired. I don't know, maybe it was the trip to Milwaukee. Who knows? They just did not look like the team, especially I'm talking about the starters, the team that we've been used to seeing. Now, it didn't start out that way. It did not start out that way. In the first quarter, the game was within hand. Let me find this thing. Sorry about that. The first quarter, the score was, we were only down 2. It was 26-24. And then we lost the second quarter, 33-29. And the score was 59 to 53. So we were down 6 at the half, 59-53. Nothing terrible. But we gave up that 18-0 run. However, we were able to claw back in and ended up scoring 32 points in that third quarter, but that was all the bench. all the bench, but the Bucks scored 37 in that third quarter, so their lead extended. And then the fourth quarter ended up tied 23-all. So we have this is the type of game that the players and the coaches go away from. They study this intensely either tonight or tomorrow and get ready for a proper game plan against the Cleveland Cavaliers so they can take that game on Sunday. I believe this is the feeling I'm getting about the Knicks is they can win any night. Any night. They have the players, they have the system, they can do it. It has to be managed in a proper way. Thibs, we know he struggles with his substitutions. I feel he's done better. However, he needs to work even harder to figure out when to make that right sub to get something really going. IQ was obviously one of the more impactful players while he was out on the court tonight. He hit 2 of 4 from the three-point line, 5 of 10 overall, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. He was a pest on defense, 14 points in 28 minutes. Like I said, I think it was the high for the plus minus. What was the plus minus? Yeah, he was a plus 11. Not having him out on the court, he did play 28 minutes, which is nice, but he shared court time with Brunson, so that's why he ended up with that many minutes. But there's no reason that Evan Fournier on a night where he's struggling, even though he hit 3 of 7 from three-point line, it was ultimately, it just didn't really deliver what you need from your starting two guard in this league. This is the NBA, man. You got to put your very best players out on the court, your best defenders, and your players that are connected with each other and can result in taking the best shot possible. We went away from that in the previous game. You could see it, and that's why Charlotte was able to get back in that game. But we were able to hold on to win that one. That carried over into this game. We weren't passing the ball enough. There was a lot of pounding it into the ground. If you watched the game itself, you could hear Clyde calling that out. Too much pounding of the ball. They stopped sharing the ball and moving the ball. You guys, Knicks players, keep trusting each other. Keep believing in the pass. Believe in the pass and seek out the best possible shot each possession. And hustle for those loose balls. Come on. 47 wins is possible. 47 wins is possible. But more importantly, it's Sunday. Get that win on Sunday, and then we can be talking about something really good. All right. Thank you guys for watching this. My name is George. Again, please subscribe. Subscribe to here, Twitter. That's my Twitter handle. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Drop your comments, hit the thumbs up button, and check out the Knicks merch store right here. Got t-shirts, beanies, sweatshirts, hoodies, hats, dad hats, all kinds of hats, snapbacks, everything. It's a really nice collection. And I'm like purchasing one of each right now, and it's all looking really good. So check that out. And that's it. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching this. My name is George. I am into the Knicks-Verse, and so are you. Welcome, and I will see you around the Knicks-Verse.